Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Scoop, and today we're talking about one of the most stunning, sought after, and most expensive geckos in the hobby today. Yeah, we're talking about the Black Knight. Stay tuned to see what the hype is all about. Let's get into it. So, the Black Night Leopard Gecko is basically one of the most darkest melanistic morph you can get. Um, There's a few other melanistic morphs, and when I say melanistic, I mean geckos that express deep dark patterning or pigment. So, like I was saying, it's one of the most darkest morphs you can get. There's other morphs out there that are available, like Black Pearl. Um, some Max Snows get pretty dark, but if you want to find an all black gecko, your best bet is going to be the Black Knight. So, in my hands, I have a normal color leopard gecko, or a more normal color leopard gecko. And it took Ferry Zoomon from the Netherlands around 15 years of selectively breeding and inbreeding leopard geckos to get this color. So, most leopard geckos start off, or wild type leopard geckos start off with a more darker pattern. I mean, a more lighter pattern. And then it took Ferry Zoomon from the Netherlands around 15 years to develop a gecko that gets this dark. And right now the room is really bright right now, so the geckos are kind of lightening up. So you don't see the as dark as this girl normally would get. Okay, y'all. So let's jump into some quick care requirements for these geckos. I do want to say right off the top, despite them looking very unique and very gorgeous, they require the same care as other leopard geckos. Um, I'm a breeder, or I'm more breeder focused, so I have my leopard geckos in tubs. These are 28 quart tubs. Go ahead and open them up for you. This is my other female Black Knight. She's also pretty light right now. I'll throw up a picture of her when she's dark, but like I said, the reptile room it's bright in here right now. I got the window wide open. But here's this gorgeous girl. You can see her whole body gets as dark as this tail. So this is a gorgeous Black Knight. She got a little bit of calcium deposits, so I gotta watch her weight. But as far as care goes, put her back down. We got a moist hide. It's always good to have a moist hide, so the gecko can shed. And then I got a dry hide, water dish, food dish that needs to be cleaned. There's a dead superworm in there. But yeah, as far as diet goes, I feed these guys superworms, mealworms, occasionally dubia roaches, but superworms are already pretty fatty, and you don't need to supplement too much extra fat in their diet. You know, Reptical, I use Reptical. That's a calcium for people that don't know. I use Reptical. But this is the other Black Knight. There she goes. I don't know if y'all can see her. Let me rinse my hands real quick. But yeah, like I was saying, The care requirements are pretty much the same. You know, you want to make sure you have a dry hide, a moist hide, water dish, food dish. I took her water dish out before this video because I spilt it. But yeah, I would say one thing I have noticed about Black Knights, or at least mine, they're a little bit more sensitive to stress. So I kind of try to make sure they're set up, and I just leave them alone, y'all. I make sure I just leave them alone. But trying to make sure the hand sanitizer dried before I showed you. Took her out one more time for y'all. Had to come on this side of the camera so I can see. My hands are not dirty. These are calluses. I ride bikes, y'all. But beautiful example of a Black Night Leopard Gecko. Okay, y'all. So let's go into a little bit about breeding and genetics. I know we mentioned it a little bit before, but right now this gecko's in shed, but this is one of the Black Knight crosses that I got from last year. Crossed it with a super snow. Um, but yeah, let's get into a little bit about Black Knights and one reason why they're so expensive. So Black Knights are a line bred trait. Line bred meaning you have to breed another Black Knight with another Black Knight, or a Black Knight with another gecko that's dark or showing melanistic traits in order to get another gecko that's darker. And sometimes it's not even a guarantee that you'll get a gecko or offspring that are darker than its parents. So basically, with line breeding any animal for any trait, you're trying to take this trait that you want and compound it. So you want to find a dark gecko and put it with another dark gecko to make darker geckos. Um, so yeah, remember, Black Knights are line bred traits. Price points for Black Knights at the moment, they are an expensive gecko because of that reason, or mainly because of that reason. When you have to line breed an animal, it takes years and years to perfect it or to get it to what your standard is, or what you want your standard to be. But yeah, y'all could check out this Black Knight Super Snow Cross. Let me get him in my other hand. Like I said, he's in shed right now. In shed, so you can see the melanistic pattern around right there and right there. Some white. Okay, y'all. So before we get out of here, we are going to talk a little bit about price points. I'm not big on talking about prices because everybody's budget is different, and money, to me personally, isn't sacred. I could care less too much about money, but we do need it to survive. With all that being said, Black Knights, they can range everywhere from $300 to I've seen some of the more expensive Black Knights been sold for 10K. Um, the darker the gecko or the more darker coverage, the more expensive the gecko. That's how it is. I do want to give a shout out to um, a lot of the breeders in Korea and in the Asian countries that took this morph to a whole nother level. When they got their hands on the Black Knights, they took it to a whole nother level. So shout out to y'all. So there y'all have it. Just a quick little video about the Black Knight morph. So now you know a little bit more about this black leopard gecko and why it's so sought after. I'll holla at y'all on another one. Have a beautiful day, y'all. Peace.